Marathon Congress. Proceedings started at 10 in the morning and ended at 10 in the night. But the party faithfuls waited patiently for the outcome of the voting, albeit with some anxiety as no one knew who would emerge winner. The Congress started off without Mr. J.A. Kufuor, one of the aspirants. When he did come, the chairman of the party, Mr. Peter Ala Ajete, was delivering his speech.
What is important, ladies and gentlemen, is that at the end of the day, when one person emerges as our presidential flag bearer, all of us, in truth and honesty, to gird our loins and without denying or withholding anything from such a flag bearer, support him and back him to the hilt so that he will be accepted not just by our party, but what is more important, by the country at large.
Each of the contestants was proposed by 2 delegates. Then came the actual voting. All the delegates were asked to go out, leaving the room empty. After that, all the 2,000 delegates were called, constituency by constituency, to cast their votes. One could see anxiety written on the faces of all. And for a good 4 hours, the delegates went through the voting procedures, which were followed by another 2 hours of counting. Then came the moment everybody was waiting for, the announcement of the results.
Out of the valid votes cast, Dr. Dan Selby had 24 votes, which comes to 1.2%. 1.2% of the valid votes cast. Dr. Asafo Adu had 42 votes, and that amounts to 2.1 of the valid votes. Then Dr. Jones Oforata had 69 votes. That is 3.5%. Then Mr. J.H. Mensah had 110 votes, which is 5.5% of the valid votes. Professor Adubuahin had 711, and that is 35.7%. Mr. J.A. Kufuor had 1,034.
The losing candidates first pledged their support to the winner, Mr. J.A. Kufuor.
Naturally, I am disappointed, but I am not discouraged. Democracy is at work. The people have made their decision. We now have a leader of this party, and all of us who are committed NPP will put our energies and service at his disposal, work as hard as possible to ensure that victory comes to NPP 1996.
I would like to congratulate him and want to assure him that he can count on me. We should know that this is just a means to an end.
I would like to send my heartiest, warmest congratulations to Mr. J.A. Kufuor for winning so decisively and with such resounding results.
I am sure that with Mr. J.A. Kufuor holding the flag of the NPP for the coming presidential elections, and more importantly, since he believes he will try and foster this alliance, and make sure that victory is won in December this year.
I will continue to involve myself fully in the work of the party. We want power. We want power. We want power. We want power. We want power.
The contest is now history. And as is the tradition of our party, I resolve to work effectively with my colleague aspirants. The 5 illustrious colleagues have a wealth of experience, which I intend to tap to lead our party to victory this year.
Being nominated as a presidential candidate is one thing, and winning the actual presidency is another task. How Mr. Kufuor is going to fulfill this ambition will depend on the Ghanaian electorate who go to the polls in December this year to exercise their franchise. As to whether he will be given the nod or not, well, time will tell. Francis Esu, GTV News, reporting.
Delegates Conference of the New Patriotic Party ended in Sunyani yesterday with the re-election of Mr. J.A. Kufuor as the party's flag bearer for the year 2000 elections.
Earlier in the day, supporters and members of the party had thronged the streets of the Bunohafu regional capital with placards and pictures of the contestants. Although the atmosphere was charged, there was no incident recorded as security personnel took every step to ensure peace and comportment. The national chairman of the party, Mr. S.A. Odoye Sykes, who set the tone for the Congress, outlined the party's strategy for the year 2000 elections. Voting was supervised by officials of the Electoral Commission. Each of the 2,000 delegates from the 200 constituencies had a chance to cast his vote. The Deputy Chairman of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Safo Kantanka, announced the result.
Total votes cast, therefore, would be 1,993. The right was 1,984, then 9 votes were rejected. Out of this, Mr. Joseph Henry Mensah had 3 votes. That would be 0.15% of the total votes cast. Had 7 votes. That would be 0.35% cast. Nana Akufo-Addo had 628 votes cast, representing 31.64% of the total votes cast. Dr. Kofi Kwaku-Abdul had 52 votes, representing 2.62% of the votes cast. Mr. John Wale Kobia had 8 votes, representing 0.44% of the vote cast. John Ajeku Okufuor had 1,286 votes.
Mr. Chairman, it is with a sense of great humility and modesty that I acknowledge the party's massive endorsement of me
as the flag bearer of the MPP for election 2000. Together, we will work hard, very hard, to ensure a historic victory in the next elections. I thank you once again for the task ahead. May the Almighty Father and Allah bless and keep all of us very healthy for the years to come, so that in the year 2000, we settle for nothing but victory over NDC.
The other contestants pledged to work with Mr. Kufuor in the next elections.
I can assure you, when the people speak, the delegates have spoken here, we have to respect their choice. And I can assure you that while I congratulate Mr. J.A. Kufuor, all the help that I can give to make him win power for MPP.
You have decided to confer the mandate on my modest person. I am grateful to you and want to let you know that I'll do everything in my power not to let you down, so that the decision you have made here will bear fruit for us next year. I hope my colleagues will forgive me if on this occasion I single out one particular one. The young man who gave me such a big run for my money and who has shown in this his first intervention in our national politics that the talent, the drive, the energy are all there. All I can say to him is what my predecessor's flag bearer said to me many years ago, and I've never forgotten it. After our contest in 1998, came to my house to tell me that he has to be president first before I become president.
In a world where everything is connected, your business's security is only as strong as its weakest link. The growing threat of cybercrime has become an unescapable reality. In 2025 alone, the projected cost of cybercrime is expected to grow to $10 trillion globally, with small-medium businesses disproportionately targeted. Cyber threats have become increasingly sophisticated, widespread, and invisible, placing unequipped organizations at risk of massive damages in a matter of seconds. Meet Virtual InfoSec Africa, Ghana's Tier 1 certified managed security service provider. We don't just monitor threats, we predict, prevent, and respond 24/7. At Virtual InfoSec Africa, we deliver bold and cost-effective cybersecurity solutions tailored to your organization's size and complexity. Whether you're a startup or a national institution, our services scale with your needs. We offer 24/7 SOC monitoring, early warning threat intelligence, managed detection and response, digital forensics and incident response, and predictive analysis and threat hunting. From endpoint protection to dark web forensics, we secure every layer of your digital ecosystem. Why wait for a breach to act? Join the ranks of high institutions who trust Virtual InfoSec Africa to secure their future. Start your 3-month free trial of our early warning threat intelligence platform today. For more inquiries, contact 055-689-2086 or visit our website at www.virtualinfosecafrica.com.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Chichi woni nara mi din eje baby dapa me dia de sonko kra na ebremo nya de to aduane mo ama waduane e dapa na me de bremo eno any some spices dey ebuwa wo bebre o various flavors ubenya eya akoko ubenya nantwie ye de ku jollof mu ma emu ye de ubenya ye de ku nkwan ye de ku froye mu ho na kope bito na ema waduane enye de unyimi nia ye nkwan ye konko tie nya nkofo eka.
Autant you communication, you all enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, don't fight. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy so say. Samu spices, Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices. In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
FDIJ Jadin Kratoyatum.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush a
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush.
Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger.
Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
To gird our loins and without denying or withholding anything from such a flag bearer, support him and back him to the hilt so that he will be accepted not just by...
Doc, somebody may say that welcome to the game. The last time you were nominated close to the time and you went straight into the politics of the mass rallies and all of that. But this time you have had the opportunity to speak about what you think is the state of the economy, and the attacks have started coming. Is it welcome to the political game for you? How do you relate to these attacks?
Well, I think one has to take a step back to see why these attacks are coming. Basically, I gave a lecture on the state of the economy, and I think it seems to have touched a nerve as far as the government side is concerned, because they touted major achievements in the economic record, and I think the lecture essentially put that record in tatters. And I think people are quite upset, and they've gone out in anger to attack me and very little of attacking the substance of what I'm saying. So it is the way politics is done. You target people, target personalities, but don't deal with ideas. But I'm going to continually focus on ideas in this campaign, and the issues I raised are very relevant and will continue to be.
They have also responded substantively on the intellectual level. The Minister of Finance had a statement in the graphic, and I'll come to that in a bit. But
yeah.
For people like you who are either technocrats or people working outside the main political sphere, the concern has always been politics is a dirty game and that kind of thing. What kind of changes in our politics would you like to see now that you are in?
Well, I think even if I was not in, I would like to see changes in our politics to elevate the decency in our politics, to make politics a competition of ideas from different political parties. We essentially should think about a one Ghana concept. We are competing in the political space as part of the democratic process, but our competition is really with other countries outside Ghana, as I stated in my speech. Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, South Korea, Brazil, China, these are our competitors. And so we have to think about politics in a very different way from the way we've been doing it. I like to think about it as a Black Stars concept, that in Ghana, we have different players as part of a team. Some are engineers, some are doctors, some are nurses, some are business people. But in this global competition that we find ourselves in, all of these people, regardless of political party, are members of that team Ghana. And so we should really try to lift Ghana up and empower our team, our private sector, to really compete globally, because the competition out there is very fierce. And if we are going to create the type of economy that is going to create the jobs that we need to create, we've got to bring the talents and energies of everybody to bear. And therefore, whilst we are political, we don't want to be overtly so to the detriment of the very players in this team Ghana who will be scoring for the goals for us in the field of international competition. So I would rather people concentrate on, ideas. How are we going to change this country? How are we going to move this country, which has been independent for 55 years now? And we haven't solved very basic problems. Water is still a problem even in the capital city as we speak. Electricity, is still a problem. Without energy, there is going to be no industrialization. That is just a simple fact. So we've got to address, basic issues. Our inner cities, Choko, Nima, Aboboloshi, and all of that. Problems with just basic toilet facilities. This is the 21st century Ghana. So we need a new type of politics that moves us to address issues in terms of results, solutions to people's problems.
So you think the past bygones should be bygones? From 2012 election, Dr. Bawumia wants us to rethink our politics. Is that the point?
Well, I think you can never forget the past, but I think the focus, the type of politics that we ought to be doing should be a politics of ideas, so a politics of solutions. You can sit on the radio all you want and insult all you want. It doesn't solve somebody's problem of getting water. So why don't we just focus a little bit more with ideas, with cooperation on how to solve some of these basic problems. Many countries have solved the problem of water, for example, over hundreds of years ago. 2/3 of the water pipes that run the city of London are over 100 years old. 1/3 of them are 150 years old. In Rome, we are talking of so many, over 1,000 years old in some of the lines. So you really, it's not an issue of the technology not being available. So we've got to understand why is it that we are not able to do some of these things that other countries have been able to do. And I believe very, very, very fervently that what other countries have been able to do, Ghana should be, and we can do it if we bring our talents to bear and stop this type of divisive and very detrimental type of politics where you tear people down simply because they've said something that you find quite disagreeable, and you don't attack their idea, but you go ahead and attack their person and try to reduce their credibility and all of that. For me, it doesn't matter to me. Those things don't get to me. Someone was saying to me, that the tradition that is attacking me, I shouldn't worry because they don't even give that respect to their own founder. So I'm getting off lightly. So I'm really quite
very well said. Yes, very eloquently said. Japan has talked about if he's president, does he want to be president?
I don't.
Okay, at least you got the answer before you left. So you don't want to be president?
I don't.
There are wild rumors that you might be running for the MPP's flag bearership.
I have said that you don't need to be president to effect change in people's lives. So whatever I'm doing in my own small...
But you need power. You need MP, you need minister, you need that. You can do it better if you're a minister.
I donated to 37, not
yes,
because
I was going to talk about it.
I'm a member of parliament.
$100,000. But you are the chairman of the security.
I donated all these PPEs, not because I'm a member of parliament. So you get it straight. So I'm saying that you don't need only to be president to effect change in people's lives.
I understand.
Again, that also doesn't mean I'm not competent to do it.
But are you running for the MPP's flag bearership, or you don't know yet?
Who said that? I am not.
Been rumors. Okay, so let me tell you the list of the rumors. It is yourself, and Ben Efson has conducted a research on this matter. You know that. It's yourself, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, the vice president, Mr. Alan Chematin, the trade minister, recently added Honorable Dr. Akoto Efri Akoto, the Greek minister, Jogate, the former minister for railway, and now I believe Honorable Asamoah Boateng, something like that. Okay. So
I was with Asamoah Boateng. Asamoah Boateng wants to be chairman of the party.
Okay, so he has abandoned. And then Honorable Boakye Ejako, sorry, I left that out. Boakye Ejako
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the list that has been making the rounds. Are you telling us tonight that certainly you shouldn't be part of that list? You are not part of that list.
I'm not interested in things that will destroy my party.
Why would that destroy? Why would you contesting the post destroy your party?
Too early. We have not even finished forming government.
Forming government, yes, that's true.
And now, left and right, everybody is lobbying to be, you see, it's creating sharp division in the party.
Already?
Yes, and that is not what we need. That is not.
So you may do it, but you won't say it now.
I don't know. I'm not interested. I've told you.
But if we, your supporters, you say what? If we, your supporters, put pressure on you to do it, what happens?
If you put pressure,
yeah, we, your supporters, will put pressure on you.
I don't know. I don't know.
So you may do it.
I'm not keen to do anything. I only want to make
But you have not been a minister before. Yeah, why do you think that you can do presidency? You've not been a minister before.
Excuse me, you know how many companies I run and the people I take care
of? That's
not
being minister. That's not policy.
Now, minister, please, I use my head to create money. If I want to be president, I'll be president in style.
In style? But you've never been vice president before.
I will whip you good. Upe fix the country.
Yeah.
In 2 years, we'll see fixing Ghana. Straighten it.
Okay, so you have all this energy. You have all this energy. You have all this commitment. Yet you don't want to run, and you are not telling us who you are supporting. Because you have supported Akufo-Addo all the way. We know that.
But I'm saying that definitely I'm going to support somebody. But it's too early, my brother.
Who are you going to support?
I won't tell you. I don't know.
Oh, but you already know. Oh, you don't know.
I don't know yet.
Should I run for it, for the MPP candidature?
Well, you are not a true party member, so I will not support you.
All right.
All of them like the song.
Yeah, they like the song. But there you were saying, I don't want to be president.
Yes.
That the party has not even formed the government.
We got it.
And then they are chasing, if I want to be president, I'll do it in style. But I don't want to be president.
Yes.
That was last 2021.
Yes.
January 2023. Kennedy Japan is now leading the pack. Okay, hold it. I want viewers to hold it. I'll come to this answer. But let's look at the montage we made for you with the patriotic song. And let's see how it looks like. Okay.
The situation we are in, things are tough, no doubt about it, but it will promote tourism in Ghana. So let us think along those lines where we're going to make money, and not only look at the amount here and say that is a crime.
When you go to Dubai, when you go to South Africa, Cape Town, when you go to Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, just people, Bahamas, Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, all these countries are making money from the sea. What are we doing? I'll be like Donald Trump. I'll build a long wall, both sides, so that nobody ofrinifia na okotu ewira no de agu odono na odono so etene ko epunu. No, we'll prevent it and clean the whole Odo River. and put boats on it.
I can't guarantee when we end the program tonight because we are now starting and it's past 10. Everybody is watching. Our social media is bursting. New York, good evening. How are you? Those of you who sent me the text that you've taken a 2-hour break from work and you are on your phones and you are watching Kennedy Japan from America. That's how they call him. So, sir, all put together, why do you now want to be president? Why?
Okay, the answer is simple. And what I'll say, I'll quote the Bible where it says, there are times and seasons. I have always thought that I could effect change in people's life without necessarily being president. But I've come to realize that especially with the COVID and Russia-Ukraine war, I feel whatever pragmatic approach I have towards development, I should only be president so that a vision will come through and I'll be able to change the fortunes of this country. I have tried it in business fields. I employ a lot of people, but still there are many young men and women, I'll call the youth, that are not working, which clearly indicates to me that being only a businessman, I cannot help this youth enough. But indeed, if I'm president, where I can express my vision, my views to everybody, and bring the whole country together to move this country, I believe there will be a great impact where young men and women will complete school and they will have jobs. So I said to myself, look, I've taken time when I was watching whatever played over. I said that it was too early because President Akufo-Addo had just been sworn in and people were taking sizes. That I want to be this, I want to be that. I wanted to help the government to be stabilized before I will come out and make any decision or whatever. But indeed, I wasn't interested. But now I'm interested because I've seen that Ghana, successive governments have done their part. When it comes to education, for instance, you see that most of our educational structures or whatever we put in place are just theory. We need abstract thinkers. We need pragmatic solutions to our problems. So when it comes to polytechnic, when I was traveling to America, for instance, when I was going, we had polytechnics in this country. I came back and almost all the polytechnics have been turned into universities. That is a gap where you don't have the middle class technicians who can support engineers to build. Everybody calls himself engineer and sitting in the office. Whereas the base, in Germany, for instance, when you go, they call it Fachhochschule. They train these artisans and they take over every installations. As an employer, I've come to realize that most of the graduates coming out of college are doing or come out with liberal arts, human resource, accounting, management, finance. When it comes to engineering, IT, You have very few people coming out with...
What you are saying is resonating with what the education minister is saying.
Yes.
He's been talking about engineering a lot, Dr. Educhum.
Yeah, STEM.
Yes, he's been talking about
science,
it a lot.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yes.
Especially with engineering and technology, we are lacking.
And maybe mathematics.
Yes. Maths, it is very easy
so
to...
Honorable, you are asking for a structural change to our system.
Precisely.
And you have to be president to do that?
Yes. Because I've been a member of parliament for 23 years. I've served on several committees and I've made several suggestions how to change our economy. And I believe that when we use pragmatic approach, instead of reciting from chapter 1 to the end of the textbook and nothing comes out of it, we should do this, we should do that. I've made several suggestions. And because I don't hold any position, an ordinary member of parliament.
It didn't go anywhere?
Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. They choose to accept it or not.
Who is the they?
I mean, the executives.
The president and his team?
No, not the president. President seldom come to parliament to engage, with the exception of State of the Nation.
You mean the ministers?
With the ministers. From Kwashiga's time, I suggested that I and my partner went to Holland with yam. We experimented it, and they realized that the starch content in yam is the same as the one in potatoes. So if they store potatoes for 8 months, they can store yam for 8 months. And ever since I went to, my first committee was Agri Committee. So I suggested this, that look, Minister, this is what we can do. One of my business is storage facilities. I keep telling them that, look, why is it that Ghana imports fish to the tune of $240 million a year, whilst we have the same sea as Mauritania? Simple. The technology is simple, but we have ignored it. The technology is that you build a coastal with the blast freeze machines. What I mean by blast freeze is a lower temperature, very cold, at minus 40 degrees. When you catch the fish, you first store it in the blast freeze at minus 40 degrees. Then 24 hours, you move it into the cold room, minus 10. That meets international standards so that you can export. But my brother, when you look at our coastline, these fishermen, they don't have any cold stores with blast freeze machines that when they catch the fresh fish, they can store them. I introduced this, I said this several times. And one of the agric guys at the ministry suggested that, oh, we can smoke the fish. I said, Jesus Christ, these are the guys who are leading this nation.
Smoke fish? But
yes.
If you're exporting, you need millions of pieces. Are you going to smoke all of them?
Yeah, you know, but that was the answer that he gave me. I was shocked. I said, wow, we have a problem in this country. I had just come from America, so I didn't understand them. How can you smoke fish and go and import fresh fish into this country? All these suggestions have been made. Another example is tourism. I dared tourism to give me or sell one of the castles to me, and let me show them how you
to
can
do
make
it. Yeah.
money
Tourism
out of
from
it.
the castles are deplorable.
Right.
But they are very good historical.
Yeah, that we can make a lot of money.
Why didn't they give you one? Cape Coast, Elmina, Shama?
Well, you know, I don't know. I cannot speak to that.
So your decision to be president is also as a result of a bit of frustration of getting things done.
Yeah, getting things done in this country. And that is why...
But Kennedy, where you sit, I mean, you're a very powerful person. You're number 2 to Akufo-Addo's man, and you can't get things done. It may well be that maybe the things you want done are not as simple as you look at it.
You see, there is nothing simple in the world. You need to challenge yourself. And anything that you put your mind to it,
2026 and the political season is heating up, isn't it? New Patriotic Party goes to Congress 31st of January. If today is 8th January or 7th January, we have just a few days to go. It will be one of the most controversial and difficult congresses of the NPP. And anytime the NPP is changing its epochal arrangements for congresses, it gets difficult. 1998 was the last example when the NPP decided to elect their candidates 2 clear years before the main election. Before then, for the first 2 elections, the NPP had elected their candidates months before the election. In fact, they had elected their candidates in the election year. Somehow, wisdom prevailed among the elders of the party in those days, and they decided that they should elect their candidate 2 years before. So, having elected a candidate in 1996, which was John Agyekum Kufuor, the NPP went into Congress again in October 1998, just 2 years down the line, to elect a new candidate for the next election. John Kufuor contested again, of course, the famous story of Nana Akufo-Addo's ferocious challenge that eventually ended in a sound Kufuor victory. That was the last time the NPP did something like this. Now, following the election results of December 2024, wisdom prevailed again, and NPP decided to go further. Now, they want to elect their candidates in the January, 3 clear years before the voting. That's a very long time, very novel. But if you look at our constitutional arrangement, most of the novel changes have come from the NPP, expanding the voters register at the base. Most of it have come from the NPP, and then the NDC will follow the same. So we don't know what the future holds. But now, the NPP says they are going to Congress. Having gone to Congress in November 2023, the NPP is going to Congress again now. This one is more interesting than the 1998 one because here, the NPP is going to Congress also to elect the presidential candidate first before they elect others. So what happened in 1998 was that once the announcement came, the NPP quickly went through the process to elect its chairman, and then Odoye Sykes took over from Adjetey. So the chairman for the election was in 1998. The election for chairman was in 1998, and the election for the presidential candidate was also in 1998. One was in August, the other in October. But this time, in January, the NPP is electing presidential candidate with the old chairman. Then this presidential candidate will get onto the ballot for 2028, of course, but he now has to preside in the National Executive as being perhaps the only legitimate member of the National Executive as the rest go for election and go and find their level and come back. So it's very complicated. Our interview tonight is also very interesting. We are talking to Dr. K.K. Sarpong. It's difficult to feel that Dr. Sarpong has never been on Good Evening Ghana for his 21 years work because he's been a support. He will see you on the flight and tell you something about the program. He will see you at Chinese restaurants and say, I was watching your program, and say something. A very prolific writer, and I got to know Dr. Sarpong better when he was GMPC chief executive, and I visited him once. I wanted to do a documentary for GMPC, and then we got talking about politics. And now the thing about what I realized with him, that he was working at GMPC at the time. He had been working from Monday to Friday. I went to his house on a Saturday morning around 10 o'clock. And all his directors were in his house. And the whole Monday, Tuesday, up to Friday, they were with him. Saturday, too, there's no work. He summoned all of them to his house. And they were talking about this and rig and that. I really admired what I saw. Good evening, Dr. Sarpong.
Good evening.
Welcome to our show. Thank you. Would you call yourself a politician?
Everybody is. So far as you have to make a choice politically, then you're a politician.
So police are politicians?
Well, I do. I believe so. They are. The uniform constrains them. They are.
So once you're making a choice,
yes,
whether you're doing NDC or MPP, once you go through that choice, you are a politician?
Yeah, by all means.
That's quite interesting. So if you're an MPP voter, you won't get upset when a new government comes and you are the chief director of the ministry and they say, get out of here?
Well, that is an issue which we need to debate. Maybe we need a different forum.
Mm-hmm.
The sudden dismissals, I've suffered it before.
Yourself?
Yes.
You were sacked?
Oh, well, I had to resign. That
From
was
a government position?
Yes. That was when I was in Tema Oil, when the MPP lost power in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You were chief executive?
Yes, I was the managing director.
You didn't want to resign?
Why should I? I had a contract.
Well, but the NDC are in power. You came through the MPP.
Well, I think maybe when my candidate wins, we'll do things differently.
Oh, that's an interesting conversation. Yes. Maybe we should tap more into that in another forum. You're right. About how the public service should work with the election cycle. That's an interesting one.
Sure.
Yeah, there's always coming from. What's your PhD in, by the way?
I have a PhD in industrial and business studies, but focus on accounting.
Oh, it's not I was waiting to hear petrochemical.
I'm not a scientist. I've never been.
Oh, you're an accountant?
Yes.
A chartered accountant?
Sure.
Oh, I see. With a PhD in accounting?
Yes.
Oh, do they do PhD in accounting?
Yes. Several universities do.
I see. Oh, so Dr. Sapon, you're not a chemical engineer, you're not an electrical engineer?
Not at all.
Oh, why did I think you were? Because Refinery, GMPC, maybe.
But with the leadership, you don't need to be a specialist in that field. You need to be able to coordinate people and get results.
I see.
Yes. At higher level is management.
I see. That's also impressive. So you worked at Cocoa Board before?
Yes, I did.
As a chief finance officer, something like that?
Deputy chief executive, in charge of finance and admin.
Under MPP?
No, that's Jerry Rollenstein.
Oh, that's Jerry, PNDC?
Yes.
I see. So you were there up until 92?
I joined PBC in 1990.
1990?
Yes, as deputy managing director. Then from 1994 through to 1998, I was deputy chief in Cocoa Board.
94, 98. That's NDC?
Yes.
Okay. You were deputy chief of chief executive of Cocoa Board?
Yes.
And then what happened after 98?
No, I went back to school to finish my PhD and then went to the International Cocoa Organization in London.
Oh, you worked there?
Yes.
As a, are you an
I was a
advisor?
head of finance and admin.
Oh, finance and admin again?
Sure.
Then you came back to Ghana when?
2004.
To Tamale Refinery?
Yes.
Under J. Kufuor?
Sure.
Okay. And you were there until the election?
Until the election,
Then NDC got you to resign?
Sure.
What happened after 2009? Asante Kotoko?
Yes, I did Kotoko for 3 years.
It's a very successful 3 years. We are all very proud of that moment.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. When we won the league. Back to back it was.
Yes.
We had been suffering for many, many years.
I think 7 years.
And you beat Hearts in every game. I think that's...
I lost to them only once.
Only once, yes.
My first game.
And yes, after the first game, you beat them in every game.
We drew a couple of them.
You did well. You did well. And you tried to get the partnership with Sunderland. That was one of the biggest regrets of the tenure.
Yes,
How we couldn't see that.
I got it.
Oh, we actually got it?
Yes.
But what happened?
Well, I left, and like many organizations in this country, there isn't continuity in policies. Quite worrying.
Wow. So then brings us to Akufo-Addo's campaign in 2016, and then what happened? Where did you go?
I went to GMPC.
In 17?
Yes.
Okay. And you were there until the end?
Yes, 5 years, no.
Huh? You left GMPC before the 2024 election?
Definitely.
You retired?
Yes, I had a contract for 5 years. The president wouldn't extend it, so I had to leave.
Did you want him to extend it?
Well, if he had asked, maybe.
If he had asked?
Yes.
Did you lobby him to extend it?
No, I normally don't do that.
AK Sapon normally doesn't do
No,
that.
no, I won't lobby. Why should I lobby?
Because you are doing the work and you want to continue.
Well, he's the appointing authority. He was the appointing authority. And if he didn't want you to continue, what could you do?
So the months before the election 2024, what were you up to?
I was at home.
Home? Doing what? Your campaigning was going on?
Writing my memoirs.
Okay. Okay. You were observing the political scene, of course?
Definitely.
Did you get the sense that there was a problem with the MPP, your party?
Yes. I was on UTV yesterday and I said it. I saw the signs that we'll be losing the elections.
Nothing could be done about it. No way to salvage it.
There was no way.
Oh, there was no way. Because it was too late, or we didn't have the caliber?
It was too late.
Why had it become too late?
Well, things had changed. There was nothing we could do at that time. Things had really changed so much. I don't think that we could salvage a few months. So losing was as a matter of course.
After the election, did you support the policy that the presidential candidate be elected first, as has been approved?
No, I oppose it.
You didn't like it? No. Why?
Well, you yourself were analyzing. We elect the candidate. He comes in, all the people around them, of the old stock.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have to go and come back.
So
you would have preferred everyone ready and the candidate comes.
Well, that has been the position always.
But now we are where we are.
Yes.
So there's an election on 31st January.
We can't do anything about it. That's what the party had decided.
In your view, what does the NPP need from this Congress?
Well, we need to get a leader who can take us from where we are now. We sank so low, and we need to get up.
So, a leader?
Yes.
What kind of leader?
Well, the one who will be able to lift us.
What kind of leader cannot lift the NPP?
You should know it.
How will I know it?
Well, your guess will be as good as mine. I mean, if we have to rise from where we are, we need somebody who knows the party very well. He knows the ethos of the party. Somebody who will be able to sacrifice a little bit, be able to unify the party. Around election, we're in disarray, and we have been in disarray since. I don't think we are a united body now. So we need somebody who will be able to unify us so that we can then work in unison to prosecute whatever agenda we have. The party will need to reorganize and rebuild.
And so you need a leader who has these attributes.
Sure.
If I became the leader of the NPP, will I qualify with these attributes at this time?
Well, I don't know much about you. All that I know is that you are here conducting your interviews. I haven't seen you in the political arena, so how can I decide? I can't decide. But maybe when you come in, you struggle a bit before you find your feet. And if you're lucky, you succeed. But for now, I think we need somebody who knows the ethos of the party, a true party person, somebody who has been with us. In 1992, you were not there. I was there.
You were there?
Yes.
What happened?
No, when the party was formed,
yes,
I went to the first Congress, I was there.
Yeah, so we need people who were there in 1992?
Not necessarily, but people who have been with the party.
Since 1992?
Well, if you've been with the party since 92, like myself, maybe you understand the party better and its workings.
But we're going to get to a stage where nobody who was there in 1992 will be there.
But the history
we're going to get there.
You read.
So we can still read it
so
today,
you
can't
read,
we?
If you acquire that knowledge, that understanding.
I wasn't there, but I can read it today.
Yes. But then if you've been part of that process, you'll be better placed.
You're right.
And now, as we develop, and you're part of the process, you learn, you get an institutional memory.
Yeah.
And that is why I say that the learning or being part is essential.
So the point you're making is that, yes, a time may come when nobody in 92 was there, but whilst we have them,
yes,
they are our best bets.
Yes.
Why is that person Kennedy Agyapong?
Well, that is my choice. And I have very good reasons. When a party lost the elections, poor results, don't let us run away from it. It's never happened before. I had to think hard. And through the reflection, it was quite obvious to me that many things went wrong. As a party, we lost touch with our base, our own people. And they were angry. That is why many people didn't go to vote. Those who said that everybody voted, they are liars. I am aware of many people who decided not to vote because they were angry with the system. They were angry with the process of electing the leaders, where the establishment went for one candidate and everybody was shunned. And I've given an interview before. I said, presidents leaving should allow the party to elect their own leaders.
Are you making reference to the presidential candidate contest?
Oh, sure.
Because in the national executive contest, the establishment was heavily behind John Boadu to retain his position as general secretary of the party.
Yeah.
But Justin Kodua, the young man, won the day, even though it was very obvious that the establishment of the inner circle of Nana Akufo-Addo, the president, the leadership of the party, some of the party elders, were firmly behind John Boadu.
Sure.
It didn't work. So if a candidate succeeds, could it not be that whilst he may have been an establishment candidate, he actually secured the support of the party?
Well, by the perception. And perceptions are important. Perceptions can destroy. The perception was that the establishment
was pushing Mahamudu Bawumia.
Yes. He's my friend. I mean, but everybody knows my position.
But you agree that that may not be the only reason why he won. He probably had a genuine support as well.
Maybe.
Because Boadu didn't win.
Maybe. But the perception is there, and it's still there.
It's still there that this candidate was pushed by the establishment. And you think that sort of destroys the party when it's obvious that the establishment is pushing an agenda?
Definitely. It brings discontent. People get angry. I believe in even playing field. That's my nature. I try to be honest. Why would I have to secure it for somebody by all means, even if that person is not necessarily the right choice?
So we are taking, the theory is that we should take away the choice from the establishment. They should never have a choice. They should never think of a candidate. The point about leadership is that leaders must be able to groom other leaders. A person has been president for 2 terms. He must see among his people that this one can do the job. I have done enough work with this one. Dr. Sarpong, you have groomed many, many people. Today, when I put a poster up, many bankers, Dr. Sarpong is my mentor, Dr. Sarpong is my mentor. If you have to choose one of them to be the next Dr. Sarpong, you surely have an idea.
Well, it depends on the process I'm using. If it's an interview process, I will let it go through. And those people who said I'm their mentors, they will tell you that if it is with me and I'm making a choice, it's a process which must make the choice. I don't have to influence it. You may be my friend, but if you don't deserve to have the job, I'll never give it to you. And everybody knows that.
But you can't do politics like that.
Well, that's where we are. We are where we are now because of all these things. So the perception issue cannot be dismissed.
So the party people were unhappy from your observation that this, our next leader, was imposed on us.
In a way, yes.
That contributed to their decision not to participate.
Maybe.
The economy was difficult. The MPP had come from a difficult situation.
So it was multiplicity of reasons. And that was one reason. And you can't do away with it. The other reason was the fact that we all know that our policies did not resonate well with the electorate. And it was too late then.
Okay. I'll come to the Kennedy Japan questions, but then let me ask you. The next election is 2028. If the MPP must win the election, they would have to make some references to the governance of Nana Akufo-Addo that ended in 2024. If the picture you paint is that bad, Can any MPP candidate make reference to something Akufo-Addo did?
Well, why not? I'm not saying that everything Akufo-Addo did was wrong. That would be very unfair. Obviously, there were good policies. Obviously. But we all know that the criticisms were also many. And I think that whoever emerges obviously will pick the good things. If things were bad, why would you want to go along with that? So I think that...
So there's enough good to pick from Akufo-Addo and correct the wrongs and still go on into an election.
Definitely.
Kennedy Japan, the candidate that you are backing, has come up for conversations, has come up for polls. And one of the issues coming out is that the middle class and some people feel that he doesn't represent presidential, sometimes they call it stature, sometimes they call it material, whatever that means. You are coming clearly straight from the middle class and the cultural class as well. How easy is it to sell Kennedy Japan to those people who say he doesn't have the presidential thing?
Maybe let me start from how I got into his fold.
Mm-hmm.
Like after the elections, when I was reflecting and I realized the disarray of the party, the disunity in the party, the policies which were not acceptable, my mind went round. Of course, me, myself, I felt I wasn't a candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So who else? And at that time, people had started putting their hats in the ring. Then, out of the blue, Kennedy came to my house with a friend to solicit my support. That was very surprising to me.
Why?
Well, who am I that he was coming to?
Dr. Kiki Sapon, Chief Executive of GNPC, Asante Kotoko Chairman,
but that shouldn't
former Chief Executive of Tamale Refinery. You're a huge figure, Dr. Sapon.
Really?
It will be very obvious for any candidate to come and see you.
But not in the political arena.
Even
I
there,
worked in the periphery.
Yeah, but even there.
Yeah, I worked in the periphery.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, he came in humility to request. But I asked him to go and come back after a week for me to reflect. Then within the week, I was trying to see whether he fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Then certain qualities came out. Here's a case, maybe I'll look at it from two angles, from the party leadership angle and then from national leadership. From the party leadership angle, I realized the disunity in the party. So who was better placed to unify? Here's somebody who could criticize his own government if things didn't go well. There's somebody who provided his own resources to support the party. And true, he had been there for the party. A very loyal party. So on that score, I ticked.
Mm-hmm.
He's a true party person who has a party at heart, who will be able to unify the party. So that was a plus. Then I was also looking at whether you have what it takes to lead the party against the NDC. Very bold, very courageous. Not courageous in the sense that you create tensions or you create conflicts, but the fact that you'll be able to say it as it is and confront issues. So that was a second plus for him. Yeah? Then I was just looking generally at his own demeanor, whether at the national level he will be accepted. Here's somebody who you can't tag him with corruption. Corruption, people in public places, yes, will easily. He was MP, I hadn't heard anything about corruption. related to him. That's a major issue for us in this country. So then Kennedy, to me, had a strong point there as well. But then when the people when after the election, I was talking to many people, I mean, at funerals, weddings, churches, parties, whatever. Everybody was complaining, especially the youth, about lack of jobs. So then the issue was, who will be able to create jobs for the teeming youth? Here's a case that he himself had demonstrated from his own investments that he could lead that crusade, investments, so that maybe the private sector will lead and create jobs. Not him as a person, but if he's got that kind of vision, that kind of capacity, that kind of what it takes to create jobs, then obviously it was good to look for somebody. So that too, there was a plus for him. Then I heard about his own philosophy, which he calls PhD. Patriotism, honesty, and discipline. Patriotism, it says Ghana first. Maybe it's one thing saying it and one thing doing it.
But this is what he articulated to you.
Yes.
The PhD. Yes. Patriotism, honesty, and discipline.
Yes. No, it was my assessment that time.
Okay.
Because I had asked him to go and come back and see me within a week for me to give my position to him. Whether I was supporting his bid or not. And I had come across this PhD, patriotism, honesty, and discipline. I wanted to find out how those three words manifest. Then in terms of patriotism, the slogan is Ghana first.
Yeah.
If you put Ghana first, then obviously I think I'll support him. Then honesty, searching. Well, I haven't heard anything about corruption. But then the issue of being truthful about issues was great. I mean, he'll say it, he'll be honest about it, and then also discipline. And the discipline issue, there were two examples I had. He's sacking his own son from a position in his company. How many people would do that? I felt that if he came into national leadership, then those of you who want jobs from him must be prepared to face his acts if you didn't do the right thing. So when he came back after a week with his friend, I had made a decision. And my concern, another concern I had was this family and friends business. And he asked for him far from that. He is Kennedy Japan as one person, but he believes that he'll be able to assemble talents which will be able to coordinate for us to get results.
You wanted him to assure you that if he leads, he will not conduct a family and friends affair.
Oh, yes.
That was very important to you?
Very, very.
Why?
But that was one of the criticisms we had from our government.
We've always had it. When John Kufuor was the president,
yes,
but his brother DK Osei was this. Family and friends has always been part of the.
It depends on how.
Does it make people lose election, family and friends?
Well, but that is one reason which was advanced.
That's correct, though.
Yes.
So he assured you that he doesn't do family and friends?
No, he said he won't do it. He won't do it.
Okay, so if I understand you well, that's a very important exercise that you did.
Yes.
It's kind of like a real PhD. So you took the information around him and decided that where can I find patriotism?
Yes.
And then you found it.
Yes.
He's talking about Ghana first. That's patriotism. Then you say, okay, where can I find honesty? Then I say he's truthful. Everybody sees him as truthful. Where can I find discipline? Say, oh, that's it. So then you were able to find all of that. And that convinced you.
Yes.
So you've gone through a scientific exercise.
Of course. I mean, just like making corporate decisions.
Yeah.
You look at the problem, how to solve it, the resources you need, and then you go ahead.
Did you look at winnability of the national election?
I did.
What did you find?
Well, I believe that he represents the grassroots, the masses. It should be obvious to you. The masses love him.
Mm-hmm.
I was at his praise and worship.
The recent one?
Yes. I hadn't been to those facilities before.
Mm-hmm.
Huge facility. Mm-hmm. And it was full to the brim. About 10,000 people because of Kennedy. So I believe one reason was that you'll be able to move the base for people to go and vote. He will attract the grassroots. The grassroots see him as one of them. So here, about winning power. Mm-hmm. And I say that he is the man of the moment. Momentum is very crucial in politics. You can't ignore it. Kennedy is a man of the moment. He is the one who can just say, hey, and the people will just...
okay.
Yeah.
Whilst you take your phone call, social media editors, let's see what people are saying. I think Dr. Sapon is making some very interesting points. Who should I start with, women? Okay, I will start with Fatih, if that's okay. Yes, all right.
Thank you, Paul. So, this is coming from Obama all the way from Tamale, and he says, good evening, Paul. Would you kindly ask Mr. Sapon to elucidate his assertion that the 2024 election results are without precedent? If, as he claims, he has been a party member since 1992, it is curious that he appears to be ignorant of the party's previous defeat at the hands of Jerry Rawlings, where the party garnered almost 2 million votes, accounting for 39%, whereas Jerry Rawlings secured 4 million votes, representing 57%. It is imperative that Mr. Sapon does not spread misinformation simply to bolster Kennedy's perspective of winning. Dr. Bawumia did better than J.A. Kufuor's 1996 election results. Coming from Yagunu, he says Dr. K.K. Sapon and some of his appointees were among the key individuals who contributed significantly to our defeat. I personally followed this man closely and held him in high regard, believing he can consider me for a job opportunity at GMPC. Coming from Charles Yeboah, says no Ken, no votes. The man of the moment, delegates votes number 1. Sarah Vanisha also says solid, fantastic presentation from KK Sapon. Ken is winning and he has been ordained from above. What do you have for us? Ella.
All right, so there seems to be a lot of support in the messages for Ken and people asking the delegates to vote for Ken. This one is from Harina. He says, please, Paul, ask him if he would accept appointments from Ken as a friend if he eventually becomes president. Kofi Emmanuel says, I'm watching live from Asinfoso in the Central region. Tell Mr. KK Sapon that God bless him. Kofi Samoa says, delegates should vote for Ken. He can make a difference in Ghana. Francis also says, Ken is definitely the man of the moment. This one is from Prince Apia. He says, Paul, I don't agree with your guest. Alan was seen as establishment candidate in 2008, but Nana Addo was elected. Again, what will he say if Dr. Bawumia won on 31st? Of course, that there is no establishment this time, there's simply just the opposition. And lastly, Augustine says, I simply cannot understand why people will go and vote out of their free will, yet people complain of establishment candidates and whatever. Now that there's no establishment anywhere, because we are not in power, but they are still complaining.
Okay, thank you very much, Ella. Coming from Kofi Apia, he says, we should stop looking back. It was a competition and the NDC won. NPP should stop playing the blame game and move on. Ghana needs innovative leadership and every honest person knows who is fit for the job. Coming from Osefri, he says, Ken all the way. Samuel Ofosuba says, this NPP Aspirants Congress for the presidential candidates wouldn't have turned ferocious as we're experiencing if one of those contestants hadn't made some unsubstantiated allegations and misinformation and tribal bigotries, he and his campaign team are displaying some strange behaviors as if the party is in incursions and forgetting that we are doing an internal campaign for a flag bearer who will later unify and mobilize the members for the general election in 2028. And lastly, coming from Daniel Karikari, says, my problem with Ken is how he will manage his emotions under fire. Okay, over to you, Paul.
Thank you very much. Dr. Sapon, somebody asked that would you accept an appointment in Kennedy Japon's government if he were to win?
I haven't thought about that now. But if there's a role I can play to make him an effective leader, why not? If there's a role. He's not a friend.
Yeah.
He's not a relative. So he won't be doing family and friends. Well, I'm assisting him just like many people are assisting him.
Well, his lack of family and friends was ironically confirmed by Honorable Sarah Adjo-Asafo, with whom he has 2 children, recently in the viral video where she talked about how Kennedy will not give her any appointments, especially because he has 2 children with her. As a result of that, she thought that her political fortunes were better with Dr. Bawumia, and it became a conversation. So yes, maybe the family and friends must have been confirmed with that. But there's also talk about president is also a representation of the country.
Sure.
And a representation of the people. It represents the soul of the people. And the Ghanaian people know who they are and where they've come from and where they are going. There was one talk recently that Kennedy may not even be able to address the United Nations, etc., etc. But given Kennedy's laissez-faire disposition, which he has exhibited throughout, his freedom and sense of freedom and free expression, they are not things that should be part of a president's disposition. That has created conversations in offices about Kennedy Japan as president of Ghana. So Kennedy Japan is a straight talker, he's a sharp businessman, he's a creative guy, but he's not casting UN mold, he's not Bill Clinton, you know, he's not that. He's not John Kufuor, you know, he's not that.
Nobody was born to be in the UN mode.
Okay.
You develop it over time. Kennedy may have his faults, but I think over the last few months that some of us have been around him, we've managed him very well. Contrary
I have to agree with that.
Yes, contrary to what people thought he would be doing on the campaign trail, I don't think you see that. He's well composed. He's talking about issues. He's become more articulated, you know, in a way that he's communicating effectively what he thinks he stands for and what he thinks he can do. For me, that is enough. And every president has got advisors. The visible ones and the invisible ones. Just like how he moved to my house to solicit help. It shows his humility. And we should be able to reshape him if we think there's a problem. I do not really think that there's much of a problem. You see, you may provoke somebody within a certain context, or he may say something you don't really understand. You keep maybe provoking him. He may react. But I think with time, over the last few months, I think you can testify. I believe you follow his meetings.
That's true. I mean, many media people have commented on that.
Talking about issues.
So
because he's got people like...
So you have been part of those managing him, Dr. Sam.
Oh, definitely. I won't run away from it. There are other people. I'm even surprised that they don't want to come out.
Other senior people like you?
Oh, very senior. Very senior. Former ministers who are helping him.
Former ministers?
Oh, sure.
But would this not affect your relationship with Dr. Bawumia?
Why?
But you must have worked closely with him. You must have appreciated, both of you have the similar mind of economics, accountant, and I'm sure you must have had some very good relationship with him.
Well, I don't want to be commenting about any of the candidates. I want to focus on selling my candidate, what he can do, what he stands for, what challenges there are which we need to clean up. And I think that, for me, that is why I'm here.
That's interesting. If Kennedy were to win the NPP flag bearership, what would you advise him to do in the first 120 days as flag bearer of the NPP for the election all the way 2028?
I don't think I've thought about that now. Not at this stage. The focus now is to clinch
the victory.
Thereafter, we'll sit down and plan how we prosecute the next stage.
Is it going to be, according to the rules, the candidates, if no candidate exceeds 50% plus one, there will be a rerun of the ballot. So that remains a possibility, that a rerun among the top two, that remains a possibility that it could happen. Have you looked at it, or are you working towards your candidate winning the first round? If in the event there's a second round, what's the plan?
Yes, I think there's always a contingent, a contingent plan. I believe, and many of us in his camp believe, that he will win first round. We'll be fools to discount the possibility of a runoff. Obviously, once we know who the second candidate is.
Second?
Well,
maybe you'll be second.
Oh, definitely, we are winning.
You're sure about that?
We are winning.
Kennedy Japan is winning.
Is winning. The research shows.
Musa Dankwa's research does not show that.
Well, Musa Dankwa's research is confusing.
How?
Sometimes.
How?
Yeah, because today he comes with this, the next day something else. I heard one result was 43 to about 30 something.
Yes, 43 for Dr. Bawumia.
The next day it was 70 something.
No. He said 70% of people believe that Dr. Bawumia is the candidate. Then among delegates, he's polled and 43% say they are voting
I didn't get that.
Yes. There are different types of research he does.
If you look at the trend, that is emerging with the undecided still in the 20s. I can tell you Kennedy will win first round.
The NDC have just won a big election of 57% or so. By mathematical arrangement, it should be very difficult for them to lose the next election, but politics is not mathematics. They are also talking about candidates because President Mahama is in a final term. There's a suggestion that he should look for a third term opportunity. And as we speak, we understand that an application has been sent to the Supreme Court for an interpretation of Article 66(2) that creates the limitation on the president's tenure. So that's there. But then there are other candidates who have come up to be likely NDC candidates. One of them is Johnson Asiedu Nketia, the chairman of the party. The other is Julius Deborah, the chief of staff, current chief of staff. There is Mr. Eric Opoku, who is the minister for agriculture. Case Salato Forsen, who is touted as a very successful finance minister. And Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, minister for lands. So the election is always going to be between NDC and NPP. Kennedy is your candidate. This is the list of the NDC coming to the election with 57% of the votes carried in the last election 4 years earlier. How do you think Kennedy will fare against all of these people?
I think it's too early to judge. Let us cross the hurdle first. Then we examine the probable candidate and then map up our strategies.
Running mate issues. Is there also something to throw to later?
Not at this stage.
What is the weakest point of Kennedy?
Weakest?
Yes.
I cannot see any weakness. Everybody's got weakness in a way. But as from where I'm managing him, I haven't seen any problem yet.
What are excesses? Have you seen excesses in something as you manage him?
Not really.
Does he love people?
Too much.
Is he quick-tempered?
Well, that's what people say, but I haven't seen it. Maybe, like I said, maybe he has a lot of respect for me, so he can't show it.
Does he disagree with you?
Oh, yes, of course, he does. We disagree to agree.
I see. Does he have time for politics?
He does. Otherwise, he won't be running around the country. He does.
Does he scream at people?
I haven't seen anything of the sort yet.
Does he beat people?
Where?
In the office, when you are talking?
These are wild imaginations. I haven't seen that, and I don't think it does happen.
What's his favorite food?
Maybe he has to tell me.
Oh, that you don't know yet.
I don't know.
I see. Does he like laughing?
He does, very much.
What is he afraid of? Not afraid as in intimidated, but what is his phobia?
People being dishonest.
Ah.
People being dishonest. That one I can say.
He doesn't like that?
Yes. You know, people being dishonest. He can't stand that.
I see. If Kennedy were not on the ballot, who would be your candidate?
I don't think I've thought of that.
You've not thought of that?
I'm not. Nobody has approached me for support. He has. And he's on the ballot.
But was it possible that, having approached you for support, that if you did the evaluation and he didn't fit in, you would have said no?
Definitely, I would have told him. I mentioned somewhere 2 came, and I was honest with them. I couldn't support them.
Oh, I see. Did you speak to other important people in the MPP, say John Kufuor or some other person, that you had decided to help Kennedy?
No, it's my decision.
Yeah, but they will hear of it.
If you ask me, yes, I'll tell you.
But you don't think you should discuss with them?
Why should I?
Which constituency do you belong to in terms of political?
Nsuta Kwame Beposo.
Nsuta Kwame Beposo. Did you tell your constituency chairman that you are supporting Kennedy?
I've told him.
Have you ordered him to support Kennedy?
I can't do that.
So how are you getting his vote?
I don't know. I'm not campaigning there. I'm just managing Kennedy here. If I go to the constituency and meet delegates, yes, I don't know where the chairman belongs. So how can I go and tell him?
So do you intend to go and meet delegates and tell them to elect Kennedy?
Definitely.
That's a full throttle support you are giving to
100%.
What is your personal interest in this matter?
For MPP to stand tall.
Oh, you love MPP?
Too much.
You don't want to join NDC?
At this age?
Yeah.
Not really.
So if your children wanted to join NDC, will you be happy?
They are free. Some of them are.
Oh,
some of my nephews are. They are free. Nobody, there's no... Yes,
you didn't tell them they shouldn't join the NDC?
No, why should I? They are well educated. They understand the issues. They have their preferences.
And they want to be opposite to your political philosophy.
There's nothing wrong with that. It breeds healthy debate. But in this country, you know it. John Jinapo and Abu Jinapo, they are there.
Yeah, but that's brothers, not father and child.
No, but if my child...
Like Rawlings' children
age
being
50
NPP.
years, says that he's NDC, how can I tell him not
Oh, you
to
have
be?
children who are 50?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I'll take the last round of text message and we'll be wrapping up with Dr. Sarpong on this, what has turned out to be a very interesting interview to me. Yes. So please, answer by you first.
Well, coming from Suleiman, he says, he doesn't think he's a good manager. How can't he identify a weakness in what you manage? Then I don't think he should have any business doing management. Sunday Mark says, change is automatic for Ken. Sylvia Abraham says, Ken is a narcissist. I don't think he should ever be in the position to lead any party. And lastly, coming from John Tinkran, he says, please tell Dr. Bawumia to grant the media's request to interview him. How can we hand over a big party to a leader who can't appear before media to be interviewed? Honorable Kennedy Ejapon appeared before UTV and granted an interview, but Atachia appeared instead of Dr. Bawumia, and this should speak loudly to us. Over to you, Fatih.
Asante Boadu says, when respected voices speak, we must listen. Dr. KK Sapon has made it clear Kennedy Ohene Japon is the right choice to lead NPP forward. His courage, experience, and commitment to the party, unity, and national development set him apart. And Ohene Japon has what it takes to strengthen the NPP, reconnect with the grassroots, and serve Ghana as a whole with bold and decisive leadership. This is a call to all delegates. The future is clear, the path is proven. Aziz Amankwa-Boateng also comes to say we are going to vote based on practical ideas, not theory. We need a business person, not theory lectures. It's time Ghana desist from theory talks and build the country with practical ideas. Also, for years, the momentum around Honorable Ken is massive, solid, and I believe the over 18 million Ghanaians loves him. I am TESCON president and I've changed my mind because the voters were demanding Honorable Ken to lead the party. And lastly, from Sylvia Abraham says, Ken is a problem. He is one of the reasons why the NPP lost the election. It should always be his choice or nothing. What do you have for us, Ella?
All right. So this one is from Ochefo Kwapon. He says, if you choose to vote for someone unfit for leadership, it says more about your own judgment and values than it does about the candidate. Vote Dr. Bawumia. Kwesi Emisa says, after all Ken's assertions that those who enjoyed power are all with Dr. Bawumia, that is false. KK Sapon has enjoyed since Kufuor's time. Someone says, birds of the same feather flock together. How can you manage someone without knowing his temperament? I think Dr. KK Sapon isn't truthful in his session, in this particular session of the interview. Yes, he also says, good evening, Paul. I don't think the man knows Ken he's managing as well as he claims he does. Sylvia says, if Ken wants to be president, he should go back and erase every insulting thing he has ever said about women. And lastly, from Harina, he says, Paul, please ask him if he would support the Bawumia candidacy if he wins the primaries eventually. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, Dr. Sapon, so you heard what people are saying. What's your final word on this interview?
Well, first, thank you very much for the opportunity. I come from the middle class, that's obvious. And I'm appealing to my middle class folks that they should look at this gentleman. Our political leadership depends on charisma. Who has got the charisma to move the base? Who is the man of the moment? And to me, Kennedy is. That is why I'm supporting him and asking other people too. So if you don't have a vote, you certainly know somebody who has. Try and convince that person to vote for Kennedy. Vote for him because he's the one who has got a PhD, patriotism, honesty, and discipline, variables which we need so much in this country. We need to create jobs. He's the one who can lead the way so that our youth will be employed. It's very, very important. If we want to reduce crime rate, let us make sure that the youth have got jobs to do. And here is somebody who is preaching the job creation crusade, and he must be given that encouragement.
Thank you, Dr. Sapon. It's a pleasure. That was Dr. KK Sapon. When we come back, Arise Ghana will be telling us about their press conference evaluating John Mahama's tenure and also the concern about land grabbing in the Labadi area here in Accra. We'll be right back. This is Good Evening Ghana is live.
Yeah, this is my secret. Give us P capsules. Pema, I want to go from now on to me to my ding one pen. Give us P capsules. Over do us, Mama. Oh no, enemy lawyer.
Ah, and to lawyer no na show bottom. Are you bro? They na upon me see baba tia mo a ese ni die.
Bosano.
No. Ni na fi waka wo. The friend give us cold capsules. Say yes is yare na wo so. Ko di di wo ni pedwem wani na wo posa amaman entimi ma wunja wo nan yi. Wonum give us cold capsules a. Obey free.
Lawyer.
Give us cold capsules.
And I give us P capsules.
Hey, and I give us free. Obey Chinasuma.
And men what if you do what you do cronkwan efa. Give us core capsules. A pain for a batter one more menu for an inquada when if you do me nunca.
Wabe dum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya ma besisia. Abozing. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a sorry insecticide GB at a user. For pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. Effie spray with daimwa.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo kendini. Who be here? Semecha sapapadia to amame manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients. And a bomb is so buying. A man is swing. Nesansu mama hoto so e will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
How are the chances going to be looking at knowing very well that the issue of consistency that Jeffrey...
Welcome back. Now I have two guests with me. I have Arise Ghana's founder and Arise Ghana's MD, And Prince, you have to sit and face it, you see, otherwise you see the way it looks on the TV. It's beautiful.
Founder and what MD?
Founder and CEO, if you like.
Co-convener.
The co-convener, thank you very much. Yes. The women are so brilliant. She supplied me the actual right word, the co-convener of Arise Ghana. Yes. Arise Ghana is a group, one of the pressure groups in Ghana that has taken political stage. They are left-wing, and so they support the NDC.
That's not correct.
Okay.
Paul, you know I won't allow you to.
Yeah, you can correct me when I finish.
No, you can't finish.
No, when he's done.
When I'm done,
Paul knows I'll allow him to.
No, but she's speaking on Arise Ghana, isn't it?
I'm also from Arise Ghana.
Yeah, no, but you speak on the land. So Arise Ghana created a platform, or they have a big platform, and they have thrown support behind the NDC before and during the last election. However, they have done an assessment, 1-year assessment of President John Dramani Mahame's first year tenure in office, and they were talking to us about that. So the co-convener, sorry, the full name, please.
Marion Gifty.
Marion Gifty is here with us, and she will tell us about yesterday's press conference, wasn't it? So why did you find the need to actually assess the president 1 year? Why not 2 years?
I believe that, or we, Arise Ghana, believe that 1 year is enough for a government that has promised Ghanaians that it was going to run a lean government to actually be on the wheels by now. We also believe that during the time of struggle where we came out as a voice for Ghanaians that were going through a lot of distress, going through a lot of hardships, we did come to speak on behalf of Ghanaians by projecting the difficulties that Ghanaians were going through. And this new government, that's His Excellency John Dramani Mahame's government, had signed a social contract with the people of Ghana that they would deliver. They would make sure that the hardships that Ghanaians had gone through would be eased on them. And so we feel that 1 year is enough for us to start checking or being the watchdogs on this social contract and make sure that the government or the John Dramani Mahame's administration is able to deliver the social contract to the latter for Ghanaians. And that's the need for us to have the assessment exactly on the 7th of January, which was the date he was sworn into power.
I think that's quite impressive. So what is the assessment? Has he done badly? Has he done very well?
Overall, he's done fairly well. I say fairly well because where Ghana has gotten to, this is not the time for us to start taking breadcrumbs and singing praises. We've had our other countries that have had independence basically same time like Ghana. An example is Singapore. And so we feel that you don't need a decade to get there if you have the systems and the institutions working effectively without any political interference in the institutions. But when we come to the economy, we look at the dollar, we look at the GDP, and then we look at the basic livelihoods of Ghanaians. In the past 1 year, I would say he's done well. The dollar is a bit manageable now. And then our CD2 has gotten some kind of value. We are now looking at 10.4% thereabout. Previously, it was hitting 17%, and that was putting a lot of stress on business people and even the ordinary Ghanaian who has to go to the market to buy foodstuffs for the family. We had families that had difficulties and challenges having to do budgets because week by week, day by day, things were skyrocketing, and it was a bit of a challenge. So you could not project your budget for 1 month, for 1 week. It was a challenge. Those who did businesses also had challenges because when they had to go back to the international market or the foreign countries to do their purchases, the traders, they had challenges also. Because by the time you're done selling your goods and you're going back to get new stock, then it becomes a problem. So people realize that it was difficult because their profit ends up going back into the main investment that they have to put into their businesses, which wasn't fair for the ordinary
So on the
Ghanaian.
economy, President Mahama, excellent.
He's done fairly well.
Which areas did you identify that you think he can improve on?
One of the areas that we did talk about was oral, because the Ghanaian people talked about a lot of corruptive practices that had occurred in the ex-Wal government. And so we feel that the government is not doing much when it comes to investigating those issues. We're not saying that those allegations were yardstick for them to be condemned, no, but they needed to give answers to the ordinary Ghanaian. And so we see that that pace is very slow. When it comes to the fight for Galamsey as well, I being a daughter of a forester, I know what it means to the value of having our forests intact. And so I still feel that there's a lot that the government has to do when it comes to the fight against Galamsey, where the government has to put himself in an entrenched position to make sure that even if a government official is involved in the Galamsey or is allegedly mentioned in the involvement of Galamsey, should be called to answer. So we think there's a lot more that the government needs to commit. There's a lot more the government needs to commit also in corruption, not as in oral, but in the current appointees. They need to be checked. They do not have to sit and then say that, okay, everybody's praising them so far, no scandal here and there, but the system still has to be robust and the system still has to be monitored. It has to be evaluated for better governance system in Ghana here. So I think there's a lot more he has to do.
I see. Prince, what would you like to add to that on the 1 year of President Mahama?
Well, first, I would like to correct a wrong impression you created that Arise Ghana is supporting one part or the other. Arise Ghana, as the name depicts, is for Ghana. And Arise Ghana was interested in ensuring that Ghanaians get what is rightly their due. And so it is not a partisan group. It's made up of people from all parties, including even the NPP. You're very good friends in NPP. Some of them are members of Arise Ghana. Listowel Kwesi Poku, for example, a very strong member of the NPP. Your NPP, he is a member. The PNC, you have the likes of Bernard Mona, in fact, the General Secretary, others. APC, General Secretary, others. We have members from all the political parties and CSOs. Now, the agenda is for Ghana. And the idea was to ensure, like the co-convener did say, ensure that, one, the bad governance of Akufo-Addo and Bawumia stopped. It doesn't mean that we wanted a change so that Mahama and Jane Nana also, the vice president and the team. And I didn't want to add the vice president because at the time she had not come into office. But the team, whatever team he comes with, does not find themselves in the same position. And so the idea of Arise Ghana's press conference yesterday was to show a new face of Arise Ghana. Previously, we were fighting for a change. That change has come. But it is not a destination. And so we wanted to let the presidency know that Arise Ghana is here to ensure that the promises that were made to Ghanaians are kept. That social contract that he made during the campaign, the manifesto promises, we're going to hold them to every key manifesto promise. And also that even though he's doing well in various sectors, he can always do better. He has only one term. And this is a legacy term. If we don't push him, he might do very well, like he's done in the economy, over a short period. I mean, and it is always good to remember where we have come from. Because it's very easy to say, oh, things are fine, but that is okay. Things were horrible not too long ago. So if from horrible you've come to fine, that's a long stretch. It's like coming from the National Cathedral Hall to the Parliament House area. That's different levels, and that's how far we've come. And now he's even gone beyond that level. And we think that we should support him more. But again, where there are shortfalls, and I think that Galamsey is one. The other is the oral, like she pointed out. But for me, oral goes beyond, getting Ken Ofori-Atta and others back to answer for the alleged crimes, I mean, besides, if they've not committed any crimes, why are they running? You know, there are lots of appointees who are still in the country. I know a number of them are going to EOCO, etc., on a regular basis. That is how the system works. We know also that the legal system is slow. And so we want to commend them for the tribunal bill that the cabinet passed recently. It's now before Parliament and will be passed. Then the legal reform bill also to have a lot more lawyers in the system. There's a deficit of lawyers, and everybody needs fair trial. We in Arise Ghana don't believe that people should just be incarcerated. We are friends. We are, you and I, for example, we go way back, way back. And I wouldn't want to see friends and family members just because maybe they are on another side being, chucked away. They must get, proper representative. In any case, if the NDC doesn't do the right things, tomorrow they find themselves in the same seat. If we have enough lawyers, everybody will have a lawyer to defend us. So that legal reform bill is a very good one to churn out more lawyers. And then coupled with the fact that the public tribunals, which is constitutional, by the way, this is in the Constitution. So it is not some kangaroo court as some people would want us to believe. And also, we believe that, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Anyway, you see, we believe also that once that comes into being, we have a new Chief Justice who has indicated that he's going to have special courts. Those special courts will sit day and night. The 24-hour thing, based on demand, can happen. Then also, it must be telecast. And I think that people like you in the media should push for these trials, etc., to be telecast so that Ghanaians can see exactly what's happening. It's good for those who are on trial, as well as the public, to ensure that people think that they are getting value for money when it comes to the legal system. On the side of oral, I think that it's not just about money. My emphasis is on the land too. The land, state lands, state bungalows.
That brings me to sort of the next point about state lands and state bungalows.
Yes.
You've been on this for a very long time, and I mean,
decades.
Congratulations is in order, because I remember in 2008-9 you were from the Obeche Belamti example all the way, and you usually know a lot about the stool lands and all that. There are concerns that there's been some lands taken, chain homes area by the La people. I heard them talk about it.
I'm just laughing because I know we've had this conversation.
Yes.
I think yesterday.
Is it one of those you are looking at?
Yes, it is. Actually, for 8 years, and you can ask Dominic Nitiwo, the former defense minister, we've been having this conversation on a daily basis. In fact, he alleged, and I know that's your allegation, that the current president lives in chain homes and that he owns chain homes. Well, categorically, I can say that.
The president has said he doesn't.
Yes, he has said he doesn't.
Yeah.
And he said it from day one, when Nitiwo first, tossed it out there when NPP won power, that the president or the former president cannot live in chain homes, he cannot own chain homes, and the military are not happy, and so on. He was defense minister for 8 years. And I've engaged with him severally in his office and elsewhere. He was never able to point me evidence. And I asked for it because I am from La. I am a royal from La. My father was the La Jasiche. My grandfather was the La Manche who gave most of those lands out. Now, I'm saying that if indeed anybody can prove to me that person A or B has stolen La land, I'll be the first person to chase the person, regardless of whether the person is NDC or NPP. How do I or the La people benefit if the thief is an NDC person or a CPP person or NPP? It doesn't matter to us. We are blind to politics when it comes to these things. And I think that's what Arise Ghana stands for. We are blind to politics when it comes to the issues of corruption, and so on and so forth. We are, for the people of Ghana. And in any case, when we are fighting for the Gadangbe lands and the Songo, salt and all those things and our language and so on, some people thought we were being tribalistic or whatever. Today, now that gold has been found everywhere in the country, a lot of people come to me from all over and say, that thing that you're talking about, it is happening.
What thing?
The grabbing.
Of what?
Lands. Because you see, when development comes, it comes with the lands becoming prime. So but for the fact that the airport is in Accra, and La for the matter, okay? But for the fact that the University of Ghana is on La land, but for the fact that the Bema camp, etc., are on La land, and development has come with it, and the roads are done and all that, the value will not have been as good.
That's correct.
So they can also project and see that. So some people actually do this. And the former CPP presidential candidate who became Dr. Indum. You remember when the sugar factory, the Commander Sugar Factory, was about to be started, they knew that definitely it would come with some development. A large tract of land was taken People normally do these things. They speculate ahead, know that, okay, if some project is coming this way, or if we go to Pram, they say there's going to be an airport. Suddenly people go and take lands in that area because obviously the land is going to appreciate in value. These things were done. And I know your party hated me, and some of them still hate me for preventing Kufuor getting that bungalow. And
Yes, down.
Sorry?
That's what is his office. That's the Kufuor Foundation.
No. That's not originally where he was taken. He was taken the portion near the cathedral, the cathedral hall.
Oh, that's Northridge.
Yes.
Oh, that's where he was originally given.
Yes.
The one you frustrated.
No, he wasn't given.
He took it.
He took it. He was then still president.
Which you frustrated.
Not me.
And then later on,
Gadangbe
Professor
did.
Mills gave him.
No, I led the Gadangbe at the time. I was then the youth vice president, and then I became president. So I led the demonstration. It wasn't me. It was the Gadangbe people.
Okay.
Now, we were not in agreement with President Kufuor for a tactical reason. One, the emoluments committee for every president is supposed to start work after the tenure. He was still president. And he was implementing what should have been done by his successor.
Okay,
That's
so
one.
Chain Homes is not for life.
No, I'm coming to that. I'll come to Chain Homes because we're dealing with presidents. Now, you see, he put in his emoluments committee report that because he didn't want his children to become destitute, when he dies, that land should remain with them. And we said, no, that would mean a freehold. That would mean we're losing our land forever. Today it's president and vice, tomorrow it may be ministers, and then DCs and so on. And in that statement, we also indicated that just the same way, President J.J. Rawlings, the rich residents, when he dies, that should not revert to the children. When he died, the former First Lady was still alive. Today she's dead. I can say on this set that we still believe that it should revert to the state or it should be given to the original owners.
The house that Zenator Rawlings lives in
Zenator
should
Rawlings
be given to the state.
Zenator Rawlings
Is she not the
is
daughter
not
of the-
destitute. You see, what
Is
is
she not
good,
the daughter
what,
of
what is good,
Flight
no,
Lieutenant Rawlings?
Listen, it's not about whose daughter or whose son. Kufuor said that his children should not be destitute, and so the land should be given to them in perpetuity. Much as it is wrong, and we did indicate at that time. Some people don't remember. They thought we were just after Kufuor, we're about the right thing being done.
Okay,
and done
so
by
you're
the
happy with the property of the state remaining with the president, the former president, and then
In his
after,
lifetime.
In his lifetime.
Yes.
Then
and
after him, the spouse.
It that reverts to the state. You see,
And
state,
what about the spouse?
You see, it doesn't matter about spouse. You see,
But
if
when
you
he
are-
dies, he should go
you
to
know,
the state.
every president retires on a salary just like judges and so on.
Yeah.
And they don't pay tax.
Yeah.
So if the good people of Ghana, who you govern during your 8 years or whatever term there, are supposed to be able to live, okay, on the salaries that you give them, and they don't retire on their salaries like you do, and their salaries are nowhere near yours, and you have health benefits, you have travel, and so on, why would they not be destitute? But your children will be destitute. It doesn't make sense to me. And so we didn't think it was right, and we cannot afford to lose our lands in perpetuity.
So you are saying that you are happy to say Zenator Rawlings should leave the house?
It's not about Zenator Rawlings.
It's important. It's about her.
Principles.
She's a member of parliament,
It
by the
doesn't
way.
matter. A member of parliament has salary.
For the Osu area.
The member of parliament has salary and has other
I think
benefits.
for what Rawlings
And-
has done, it really will not fly. This
But
won't
you have
fly.
done a lot for Ghana. So should we
Not
give
as
it-
much as Rawlings.
No, it's
Not
not
as
about-
much as Rawlings.
No, so you should give
I
a
may
smaller,
have done
so you should
something,
give
but
a
not
smaller,
as much as
so you should
Rawlings.
give a smaller piece of land. And then
If
you
there's
give
if there's a smaller piece of land, yes,
in
I
Lashibi.
would deserve it in Lashibi.
But you have property. The SFO wants to know the property.
It's not
you have in
SFO,
your
it's
name.
OSP.
Oh, it used to be SFO.
No, SFO is Yoko. What used to be SFO is now Yoko.
Oh, okay.
OSP is Akufado's creation. It didn't used to be anything.
You win on that one. But
Okay,
let
all right,
me push
let me-
this one to the side.
Let
I'll
me
win
let
on
me
the
ask
next.
the ladies whether people are saying something and we can be wrapping up about this part of the conversation. Ella, what are
you
people
asked,
saying?
sorry, before they come in, you
Yeah,
asked
what?
about the chain homes thing. And
Yes.
it's still about presidency. You see, President Mahama, when he lost power, he left the cantonment's place. Before he could leave, your colleagues in the media were flying drones and showing his property as though he didn't have children. He didn't have a family. You're talking about Zenator and you're talking about Kufuor's children.
Yes.
Maybe some people will be talking about Akufado's children. You see, it's a high-risk enterprise. When we enter into politics, okay, our families are part of us, you know. But we subjected President Mahama to something that nobody's talking about. He moved, and I'm happy you know that he moved to chain homes.
Yes, he himself said that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he indicated how he left.
Yes, yes.
And yet people don't want to believe that, and at least some didn't believe it in 8 years. Nitiwo, for example, my very good friend Nitiwo, didn't believe it.
He said someone gave him where he
Even
was.
yesterday, he sent me a message asking me about chain homes still.
Asking you what you are doing about chain homes.
No, that is... So if President Mahama doesn't own chain homes, who does?
Okay, so Chain Homes is not La Land.
Look, La Land starts from Peduase. Peduase is La Land. Adenta is
Peduase
La
or
Land.
Buri?
It's not a Buri. That's where our boundaries are with this.
Okay, so Peduase is La.
Yes,
Adenta is La.
Adenta,
Medina,
Legon, Airport, Cantonments, Laboni, all those prime lands, and then we have our villages, plenty. La Land has the choicest lands. In fact, almost all embassies are on La Lands. The key infrastructure in this country, airports, University of Ghana, good old Presec, a lot of them. In fact, I want to take the military on.
Why?
Plecho.
Where is that?
That's from the illegal military cemetery after Chain Homes.
Osu Military Cemetery?
No. After
the Chain Homes Military Cemetery?
No, there's
Where
no,
J.J. Rollins is buried.
there's no Chain Homes military cemetery.
The military cemetery. The new military cemetery.
The illegal, I will call it illegal because there was no permit for it. And you can check from LADMA, you can check from EPA, you can check from all the agencies that are supposed to be responsible for setting up these facilities. The military does not have these lands. They never acquired these lands. And I can tell you, you can check from documentation. In fact, during your government, on 27th November, and I have the documents here, I can show it to you, or you can even put it on the set. 27th November 2020, then Minister, Lance Asumacheme had a meeting. The military hierarchy was there, the party people and some people were there. They said that they didn't own the lands.
The military said they don't own the lands.
The decision of the meeting in which the military were in. In fact, Dominic Ayine, who is currently the Attorney General, then former Attorney General under Marietta Brew, when the military proposed to acquire the land, the government refused. It was then under President John Mahama. They refused because the government couldn't pay compensation. You know, you have to pay adequate compensation. Now, even under Act 1036, you are supposed to even make the payments ahead of even acquisition. There's been no acquisition. It's only proposed acquisitions. If I propose to marry this woman, does she become my wife because I proposed?
Who was managing the lands before Chain Homes, if it wasn't for the military?
No, you don't get it. The lands are La Lands.
Yes.
LAS 2 owns the lands. And if you refer...
So Chain Homes got it from La.
You see, there's the Isla Dedicotupon Trust. You know that one. Now, they have shall I say, I won't say ownership, but they are supposed to be in control of that area.
They hold the interest, in trust for
the last two. Now, the last two is the first settler per the trust deed, and then the other sub whatevers. So, indeed, it is this in the two, in effect. So, if you can't identify any owner, it is the stool.
Okay.
So the state deals with the stool. The last stool has given the state, that's Ghana, through the president who's the trustee of state lands for various developmental projects for national development. And our belief is that these are good for the building of Ghana. It is not for individuals. And the president also has issued a decree. When I say decree, it's a strong word, a directive, that all state institutions who have been given state lands should not lease or sell any portion. And yet, the University of Ghana has sold 12 acres to COCOBOD for $12 million. Who is pocketing that money? Just a few days ago, we heard about this.
The University of Ghana will pocket that money.
I don't know. We need to find out. And you are the media person.
But if they are selling...
No, you are interested in our lands as well as I am. You are the media person. Now, just a few days ago, there was increases in fees at the university. And we are told that 3 acres have been given to some union to build on it. 3 acres. You know the value of the 3 acres. If 12 is equals to $12 million, 3 acres would be what? You went to
less more device.
No, come on, give me. You have
okay, so go on. So
that's $3 million worth of our land. What interest do the land people get? If the land people want to enter the university, do they get a quota? How much is it? These are things that you want to investigate. If a land person is going to the university, must the person have an automatic access to a hostel, or is there something to encourage other, schools to do similarly? Because look, if you recall the Agenda 111 and then your attempt to have the free SHS, it hit a snag because no chief wanted to give lands for those purposes, and so there was a long delay in starting anything. Do you know why? The chiefs don't trust the state. The state comes for the land from the stool. Tomorrow they give it to Paul because he's a party person to go and build on it, or they give it to somebody else to build on it. You understand? I don't want to take Zoom Lion on because of where we are sitting, but Zoom Lion, okay, is a beneficiary of last state land. You understand? The ambassador enclave land was given by President Kufuor to your boss.
Why are these battles never won? We've been talking
because
about this forever.
You are trying to push me to Justice Sophia Akuffo, who bought So Cantonment's land for 7,000 Ghana cedis. 7,000 Ghana cedis. The young ladies in the studio, I'm sure they can buy Cantonment's land if it was being sold for 7,000 Ghana cedis. All right.
But she was buying it as former Chief Justice or something.
What was the arrangement? She was then not Chief Justice, but Kufuor could see into the future. He had a crystal ball. He knew.
So Kufuor did what?
Kufuor gave then Chief Justice Georgina Wood, what is now the Foreign Affairs Building. Then it was the International Students Hostel,
yes,
which is a World Heritage Site. Katie Amon was involved. Several other people. Freddie Blair, your party chairman, was involved. Now, all these people who are lawyers, judges, and then you have Parliament, the top cream, the cabinet of the president, and all manner of people being dashed like confetti are land lands, prime lands. If I go to court, and most people will say, go to court, I go and meet Georgina Wood or people she's empaneled, how are we going to win?
So it's a dead matter.
No, so the La Manche at the time, the late La Manche, that's Neat Kobita Tetzru. You've heard of the famous Kobita Tetzru versus Attorney General. How did he lose? Because the people were all complicit. And the Supreme Court gave a travesty of justice ruling, indicating that if, even though the Constitution says that when the purpose of the land, like you want to take this one for a school, it's no longer being used for a school, it should be given to the original pre-acquisition owners. You can give it to Paul Adumotri, provided he uses it for a purpose that the public can assess public interest. So you say, for example, you build a hotel, and even though you're pocketing the money, if I can come and use the urinal, it serves a public interest, so you can own it and have the money. So no wonder Plot C39 was given to Jane Mensah and through IEA in cantonments. Okay? Do you know that in 2020, April 2020, before the election 2020, your president, Akufo-Addo, the one in the center, he gave Charles Mensah, you know Charles Mensah?
Who's Charles Mensah?
Jane Mensah's husband.
The commissioner's husband.
Yes, the electoral commissioner's husband. Land in cantonments, virtually for nothing. So no wonder the electoral commissioner was given 6-7 different results in favor of that person in 2020.
Well, these are allegations.
They are not allegations, they are facts.
But hold on. No, you're connecting facts in an unfair manner. But hold on.
Oh, really unfair?
Have you checked the legal position of the weight of a president of Ghana giving away land?
The president of Ghana is a trustee of state lands.
Yes.
And you've done trust law. So you know that trustee cannot benefit from trust property. Neither can his friends and family. He cannot.
Yeah.
Now, yet President Kufuor, he gave J.H. Mensah. You know who J.H. Mensah is to President Kufuor?
Do you know why you have not been able to? I'm asking you.
No.
Why have not been able to reverse that?
No, I'm asking you the hard questions right now. You answer. J.H. Mensah is the brother to Kufuor's wife, right?
Yeah, you can see that. We can also see him as a finance minister.
On Boxing Day in 2004,
you can see J.H. Mensah as a finance minister.
Land.
Well, fair enough.
Trust property.
Does the law allow the president to do that?
That is the point I'm making.
So you don't like the law?
No, Paul. The law does not allow it. And yet so they do it with impunity because everybody has been bribed.
And how is nobody able to check something that the president is doing that the law does not allow?
Media persons like yourself were bribed.
Okay.
So the media won't. So you remember when we did Article 146 petitions against Sofa Akufu? You remember? I talked to you. You told me we should have a press conference. When we have the press conference, you put that on our show. You never did. I'm not saying that you were bribed though.
I don't even mind if you say that.
No,
but
you never did. You never did.
I don't mind.
So people like Samson Ladi and all those who talked about the Article 146 petition against the former
Loretta
and became gurus. I consulted him even before the Article 146 petition against Sofa Akufu. Sofa Akufu.
You consulted who?
Samson Ladi.
The lawyer, news file.
Yes.
For what?
So Article 146, you are supposed to be.
Yeah, he's an Article 146 specialist.
Yes. Yeah. So I said, if the president does not act, how long is sufficient time to give him?
And what happened?
You know, you are not supposed to divulge the issues.
And he did respond.
He said 3 to 6 months. Yeah. I gave him more than 3 to 6 months. The man, President Akufo-Addo, never acted on it for 2 years. Until Sophia retired in December on her 70th birthday. And Samson refused to also talk about it on Newsfile. Even when Kweku Baako, his regular panelist, had gone to check and confirmed on his set, Felix Fochukwachi and others also said he was not interested in discussing it. Now, you see, when journalists do not, and lawyers for that matter, do not allow the due process to be followed, that's what we end up in. We, the law people, get shortchanged, and now it is covering the rest of Ghana. Now, I'll tell you what, you know who was in charge of petitions at the, the Council of State at the time?
No.
Simon Okudzeto.
The old man.
The older man. They're both old now. Okudzeto, the Foreign Minister, is no longer a young man. He's young relative to us. No, he was your junior too.
Yes.
You were my junior. He was your junior.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, so he, the older man, never allowed, and we had several sessions with the Council of State. They never. And then when Sophia went on retirement, he wrote to me and said, the matter we're asking about is moot. For 2 years, you never acted on it. Just a simple question. Has the president forwarded that petition to you? Because we were, listen, upon advice of Yao, the one who became a law school, rector.
Yao Pong.
Yao Pong and others. And Kofi Bensil and others. They said, if you want to do such a thing, add an additional copy straight to the Council of State. But the processes allow only for the president to forward it.
But they will be aware of it.
We wanted to know whether they had received, just that question, whether they had received and whether it was being worked on. 2 years, Sam Okudzeto couldn't find his voice. But today, Tokonu Mata, he's talking some. Really? What kind of country are we building? You see, when you have old men who are messing up the system, and they cannot be told in the face because some other old man has bribed the whole system.
I don't have evidence of Sam Okudzeto's account of this matter.
So
it is really unfair for you to go.
Bring him on my set, on your set.
It's even unfair to ask me to bring him on.
Why not?
That's an editorial decision. What we can do is that we cannot allow you to say one-sided story when we don't know the other one. The viewers, I apologize for that. We don't. We don't do that. There's one-sided story. Sam Okudzeto is on here.
You've done a lot of one-sided stories.
That's an editorial. That's an editorial
that
I'm entitled to.
You know, most of the time.
That's an editorial. So if you take your phone on your Facebook page, you're entitled to do that, but not.
So you can do anything with your set.
If you take your phone and on your Facebook page,
I cannot follow your lead.
No, you do it on your set.
But this is the same set you've been using.
That is mine.
It's ours.
No, it's mine.
It's a public set.
You will not be sued for this. I will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then Sam Okudzeto.
When they sue Good Evening Ghana, they won't call you. They call me. So that's
Sam
mine.
Okudzeto, please sue me. Sofa Akufu, please sue me.
No, they don't need to sue you because we have issued our disclaimer. They know you've been saying these things for a while.
No, but why
and they have ignored you. But if you say it from Good Evening Ghana, they will not ignore it. So we can't allow you to say.
So Zoom Lion, for example, should sue me because
for what?
The ambassadorial enclave land that I've set on your set in his studio that he built with his money. Which money he earned from my land.
That's only one side of the story. That's your side of the story, so we don't know whether it's true.
You know that for a fact.
That is true.
You've had the documents for a while. I've been giving you all these documents. You know that.
Are you serious?
No, but it's true.
Let me do a last round of our text messages. Please give us one message. It's 11:20. We have to be closing. Tomorrow's a holiday, though, but yeah, we have to be closing.
Yeah.
Ella,
is it a good holiday?
Yeah.
Fridays, yeah?
Sorry to say that I disagree with this, Lama. Everybody has land in their hometown. Is he saying that last students should attend universities in their hometowns alone? What about other universities? Should they also give a quota to the community members where the universities are situated? I am sure if we even hand over all the land to this man, he will still complain about the air in the lands. Ghana is for everybody, people and everybody in it. Everybody is doing business elsewhere and they do not want to be disturbed. Please allow people to live in peace. What are they saying to you?
All right. So, coming from Shadrach says, we have enjoyed the short conversation. I agreed with the man concerning the state's land, but I think he's being biased in a way. Arise Ghana should continue their rating for the next few years. Anziba.
Thank you very much, Fatih. Coming from Isaac Owusu-Boateng, he says, hello, Paul. How can the gentleman say the previous government was bad? That's not the opinion of many Ghanaians. If he claims Arise Ghana is for the Ghanaians, then he can't be biased in his comments. The previous government did very well. John Mahama is not new. He was voted out, and so why was he voted out? Okay, back to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Arise Ghana, and that's Good Evening Ghana for this week. Tomorrow is a holiday. It's a 7th January's holiday. We'll be back next week on Tuesday. Thanks for watching and good night.